Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, a wannabe TikTok star goes too far.
You wrestle your mother, you've shot needles at your sister.
The worst prank was when he shaved my head.
My twin brother, he's the biggest snitch in the world.
You think it's funny to do things at other people's expense?
This is your show, but this is my episode. How about that? How about that?
Why do you mimic other people? Do you not have a personality of your own? Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Well, hello and welcome. Robin and I are back in studio for season 19. As you can see, with the help of my jib operator, Joe's wide angle of the studio, our audience is gone. But there is one person that remains a constant, and my rock, and that is Robin. Plus, we can still interact with our virtual audience, sitting safely at home instead of being here. So hello, everybody. We have been preparing a safe return for months now, and so here we go with today's story. Upon first look, 16-year-old Andrew appears to be an adorable, unassuming, straight-A student, but his mother, Joy, says he's just the opposite. For the past year, Andrew has been terrorizing his twin brother, Matthew, and oldest sister, Kaylee, all to become a famous TikTok prankster. And so far, he seems to think he's succeeding because he's got over 4.2 million views, but it's all at someone else's expense. In this case, it's his family's expense. Take a look.
I'm a professional dunk. I want to be a social media influencer. I will do whatever the top comment says. Get hit by a car or whatever. I'll do it just for you guys if you want to see that. How do I feel about school? School. I'm just too savage though. Like, sometimes, like, when I want to, like, live my life and party a bit, like, I can get in trouble sometimes. We got the police with me right here. They're trying to arrest me. Not gonna happen. The stunts, I love doing it. They're funny. Like, if something were to happen, I get a good reaction. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, this is the best for the content. Pranking my twin brother every single day until I hit 10K.
Well, Joy says Andrew has been expelled from school twice, and the police now know him by name. She believes that ever since she kicked the twins' father, Dean, out of the house, it's just been an uphill battle.
Andrew's father left the beginning of 8th grade. Andrew continuously acted up after many suspensions. The principal expelled him, and Andrew became very destructive, started breaking things. He started stealing things. And when Andrew found TikTok, he got much worse.
Why is the floor all totally flooded? It's flooded. It's some baby oil or something. You would have people fall and crack their head open?
For a prank? Yeah.
If you do not pull over, we will throw A.
The police were called on Andrew for grand theft.
Throw it, throw it.
And the police were called on Andrew when he would not stop beating on his twin brother.
Whoa, what the
He stole a vehicle in the middle of the night.
I've gotten arrested multiple times.
12! The police!
If I ground Andrew, he will just leave the house. Whenever I have taken Andrew's phone away, Andrew has wrestled me for it. I have broken Andrew's phone before, and I took a hammer to it. After I broke Andrew's phone, Andrew went into his brother's room, stole his bank card, and purchased a phone online. I have lost all control in my home, where I'm just left in tears.
My mom has a hard time disciplining me because I'm just a straight savage.
Joy says that Andrew mostly pranks his unassuming twin brother, Matthew, who has no idea what's about to hit him.
Some have referred to Andrew as the evil twin, and Matthew the good twin. Matthew has been an A student. He's part of the Honor Society. Matthew also works a job full-time.
The difference between me and my twin brother He's the biggest snitch in the world.
Andrew plays a lot of pranks on me. He has thrown flour, baby oil, milk, water. The worst prank was when he shaved my head bald.
When people see my pranks about my brother, like, a lot of them love it.
It annoys me a lot when I get home from work and he just wants to fight me and he just pounds on me.
He thinks it's fun. He laughs at the end of them. Like, he's totally fine with it. I mean, the videos, yeah, they look like I'm a bully, but, like, I'm not.
Now, we're going to talk to Andrew and his siblings in just a bit, but first, I want to hear from Joy. My first question to you is, you say you've just lost control, so are you telling me that you've just given up control to a child? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I feel I've lost control with him not listening at all. No respect. No, any consequence I give him, he ignores.
And you want my help getting this under control?
Yes.
And let me ask you, are you willing to take whatever steps are necessary to get this under control?
I am.
Okay. Now, coming up, Andrew says he had to call the police on his mother. He'll tell us why when he joins us next. We'll be right back. You'll call a woman on the phone and make vile comments to her to get attention to yourself.
Yes, because they told me to do it. It was the most like comment. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna do it.
Well, that's idiotic behavior.
2 days ago, Andrew put himself at risk for being charged with another felony. Some guy recognized him, got in an altercation. Andrew felt the need to protect himself, went home, and ordered a stun gun. I intercepted the package because it would be a felony for Andrew to own this stun gun.
Well, Andrew says he's going to be the next big star on TikTok because he's just too savage and likes to live a party life regardless if it gets him in trouble. And Andrew is joining us now. So, Andrew, you've got a big strategy to be a TikTok star, right?
Yes.
So tell me the strategy.
All right, so my strategy is I'm just gonna full send it and like live my life like a party and like, yeah, just make it in life, you know?
No, I don't know. Explain to me.
I just film savage stuff and like it gets views and goes viral.
Really? So explain savage stuff to me. I'm not very smart. You'll have to help me out here.
Savage stuff? Something savage would probably be like, hey, my nigga's Dr. Phil.
Uh-huh. So your theory is that you do things that are at other people's expense and you think that's funny.
I mean, there's a certain limit that I'll stop. I'm not just gonna like avoid all like rules. I listen to some rules. Let's not forget, this is your show, but this is my episode. Let's not forget that.
Be an individual. You sound like a clone. Seriously, do you not have
that? How about that?
Why do you mimic other people? Do you not have a personality of your own?
I do.
What is your personality?
I'm a savage. And I'm also a charming, sweet young man.
Well, it's interesting to me because I wonder if the people that you're trying to get to follow you have really taken stock of the things that you do and who you are. Because I made a list of those things, and it's interesting to me because these seem like not very becoming behaviors, like abusing women.
I do not abuse women.
You wrestle your mother, you've grabbed your mother's crotch, you pretend to hit her, you've hit a girl in the face with a dodgeball on purpose, you've shot needles at your sister, you've abused elderly people, you stole an elderly man's golf cart. I mean, that seems to me to be abusive behavior to women and elderly people. I don't understand how that's funny.
First of all, I do not abuse women. I would never hit a girl. And second of all, I went to reach in her pocket and she says I grabbed her crotch. I went to go in her pocket.
You also steal and betray your own family. You've stolen $1,000 from your mother. You stole her car and wrecked it. You've stolen $600 from your own brother.
No, I steal hearts. I steal girls' hearts. I steal all that. I'm a savage. And I'm a ladies' man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you bully and humiliate other people like your brother, right?
I don't bully. I stand against bullying 100%.
Really?
And people in my hometown know that too. I get bullied myself. I get bullied every day. But I just say the haters, you know? I don't bully my family, no.
Well, you've beat your brother until the cops were called. You throw a bucket of water on him. You've thrown and dumped milk on him. Do you do things at his expense? Do you do things at others' expense to draw attention to yourself? Is that your strategy? I'm just asking if that's what you call being savage.
No, people like what they see. So if they ask me to do something on TikTok, I ask people like most like comment, I'll do it in the next video. I listen to my fans.
Okay, so you'll call a woman on the phone and make vile comments to her to get attention to yourself.
Yes, because they told me to do it. It was the most like comment. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, that's idiotic behavior. When we come back, Joy says that she has another twin. We'll meet him and see what he has to say. We'll be right back. Matthew, what do you think about all of this?
I believe Andrew should get some help.
Yeah?
And I feel like he just needs someone to help show him where to go.
And later...
I won't go back there. I can't go back there because because of her mother. Because I wouldn't want to be in the same town she lives in.
Okay, so it's more important to stay away from her than it is to be with them. Andrew's older brother, Dustin, and sister Kaylee say Andrew's behavior could get better, but their mother, Joy, is too much of a pushover.
Even though my mom always complains about Andrew's behavior, she allows him to be able to do stuff and not follow through with discipline. One time, my mom called me in a panic and she said that he was out videotaping for a friend, and basically they laced something inside a marijuana joint, and he actually smoked it, had a bad reaction, and so he was taken to the hospital. And my mom said, "What should I do?" And I said, "Take away his phone, his camera, just give it to me." And she said, "Yes, go to the house, take his electronics, bring it home." So I did that, and then just a few days later, she's calling me saying, "Hey, Andrew's a lot better right now. He needs his camera for tomorrow."
I don't follow through with consequences. However, I don't know how to follow through.
Andrew feels like he can just run the house, and my mom won't do anything about it.
My mom does have a very hard time disciplining Andrew because he just walks all over her, has no respect.
Mostly all punishments, it's yelling.
I'm a professional.
Oh my God, oh my God, are you stupid?
I will raise my voice to him. I will tell him I am calling the police.
She tries to scare me. That's how she disciplines me. She tries to scare me.
A lot of times the cops are called. It's always someone else causing these issues, and it's never Andrew's fault.
Andrew fell into the wrong crowd.
My mom is a part of the problem.
Well, Joy's older children, Dustin and Kaylee, are joining us together virtually. Also joining us is Andrew's twin brother, Matthew, who is often the brunt of Andrew's pranks. Sometimes he's in on it, sometimes he's not. Dustin, Kaylee, Matthew, thank you guys for joining us. So, Dustin, what's your take on all this?
Well, I love my brother Andrew. I love my mom. But I think the issue comes down to is the fact that Andrew wants to be loved and cared about, and he'll do anything to get that attention. But unfortunately, it's not the healthy way. And a lot of times my mom will not kind of let that punishment go through, and it's just kind of a never-ending cycle of destruction.
And does she let you help?
There's been times where she has let me help and kind of be that father figure when my dad wasn't there, but it's kind of like having a say but no power, so it really doesn't matter kind of what I say and what I do, and try to have other people help him out. It just kind of goes for him in one ear, not the other, and it's just a lot of disrespect that takes place.
You know, Matthew, what do you think about all of this?
I believe Andrew should get some help.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I need help.
He pulls a lot of pranks that really irritate my mom.
Yeah.
And I feel like he just needs someone to help show him where to go.
Yeah. Kaylee, I mean, you know him. What do you think about him?
I would say I love Andrew, and I do believe he has good in him, but his actions is criminal behavior.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. And of course, he doesn't have anybody to guide him in this, but, you know, I'm in the public eye all the time. I am on social media platforms. I know people that have, you know, 50, 60 million followers because that's what they do. That's their business. And every one of them tells me that this kind of content is a dead-end street. That being comedic and being energetic can absolutely be successful, but it can't be mean-spirited. The joke needs to be on them, not at somebody else's expense, which is what those with huge followings actually do. When we come back, Dustin says Andrew doesn't have any good male role models. Well, what about his father? Well, we're going to meet him next.
The last straw between my mom and my dad was in October of 2016.
So I walk out there and I see my dad push my mom down on the couch.
When he had shoved me, Andrew jumped in the middle to push him away.
They're just yelling back and forth, and he says, "I'm gonna put a bullet in your head." My dad hasn't came home for a good 4 years. How many likes on TikTok do I have to get for you to drop the restraining order with Dad?
Shut up. I'm never dropping the restraining order.
It could be 1 million likes. It probably never happened.
No, sorry.
I want my dad on my life. I'll be good. If that's what my mom wants, the answer is let me see my dad.
Well, 4 years ago, Andrew witnessed a fight between his parents, Joy and Dean, that led to Joy kicking Dean out of the house and getting a restraining order. Now, Andrew says he blames his mother for breaking up the family and keeping his father out of his life.
Before my dad left the house, I was like straight A student. I just wanted to get good grades and get to college. He disciplined me.
His father was verbally, mentally, and sometimes physically abusive to Andrew.
My dad would be watching TV. Andrew would come into the room, like jump around in his face, trying to get his attention, and he would just yell at him, like, get out of here. He would threaten to chuck things. Sometimes he actually would chuck things, like a candle.
Would break things on the floor. My mom would do the same thing. She would yell and break things.
The last straw between my mom and my dad was in October of 2016.
My dad had to leave the house because one morning I woke up for school and they were arguing. I thought nothing of it because they always used to argue. It was like an everyday thing. So I walk out there and I see my dad push my mom down on the couch.
When he had shoved me, Andrew jumped in the middle to push him away.
They're just yelling back and forth, and he says, "I'm gonna put a bullet in your head." He called the police. I'm gonna have a shootout with the police and everything like that.
I had to file for a restraining order.
I just get mad because she could get the restraining order like switched from her and him, only not the kids too. Because he didn't do nothing to harm us. He didn't do nothing to deserve to get a restraining order on us. He's not dangerous.
She has completely blocked me from being part of their lives. My boys have suffered without a dad during their most vital times of their lives. She's hurt those boys more than anything, as far as I'm concerned.
If I send Andrew to his father, my greatest fear would come true, and that would be losing Andrew. Because a lot of what I try to keep Andrew from doing, it's okay with his father. It's okay as long as you don't get caught.
Well, Dean is joining us virtually because of the restraining order. Joy can't be part of this discussion, so we'll bring her back later. So, Dean, thank you for joining us now.
Good afternoon, Dr. Phil. How you doing?
Oh, well, I'm all right. So what do you think about what's going on here with these boys and Andrew in particular?
It wouldn't happen if I was there.
So do you believe that you are a good role model?
I'm the best, a father that can be the best he can be. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. But I did do a lot of stuff with my children. I coached baseball, hockey.
So why move out of state if you feel the need to be a presence in these boys' lives?
I won't move back. I won't go back there. I can't go back there because it's because of their mother.
But you can be co-parent.
Okay.
I can be co-parent. I can be co-parent, and but I won't move back because I wouldn't want to be in the same town she lives in.
Okay, so it's more important to stay away from her than it is to be with them.
I would rather be with my children, and they know it. And I want my son to come up. I was wanting to fly him up, but that restraining order restricted me from doing that. And there's no reason for that restraining order. I've never laid a finger on that woman.
Dustin, Kaylee, what do you say about this conversation I'm having with Dean?
You want to go first or me?
I'll go. I love my dad. I really do. But what he's saying, I would do the total opposite. My wife and I, we have 8 kids. And for me as a dad, I would do anything to make sure that my kids are safe, that I'm there in their lives. If it means like moving somewhere, to do something to make sure that they are improving as a human being, I would do that. And it's just sad to hear that, he doesn't want to move down to be with his kids because he also has grandkids down here too. And we want our grandpa in our lives. But it's just this one pull where I wish my dad was here, but at times I'm hearing what he's saying, and it's just disheartening to say he doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, Kaylee?
It's hard because he uses my mom as the reason. And my dad visited my brothers and I in December this past year. And my mom allowed that to happen because she does see the value of a relationship between a dad and a son. And as much as I do care about my dad, I just find it hard, like, for him to be across state when he could help Andrew.
Andrew, what do you say?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Dad, you did great. Dad, you did great. I love you, Dad. What I think is, my mom should just drop the restraining order and let me go live with my dad.
All right, coming up, Andrew says that Joy blames him for his father leaving. We'll talk about that when we come back.
That's my dad. Like, he taught me everything. He gave me my manliness. Being raised by females all my life turns me into a little baby. And people tell me that too. I need a man in my life.
Hey everyone, season 19 is underway.
If you never made it to Hollywood to be a part of the studio audience, well, now it doesn't matter. If you're in Oklahoma, Georgia, Texas, New Jersey, or anywhere else in the world, now you can be a part of our virtual audience.
All you need is a computer and an internet connection. Go to drphil.com and click on Be Part of the Audience for more information.
That's right. Hope to see you soon.
When Andrew's father was upset, he would often take it out on Andrew. Everything was Andrew's fault.
My mom blames me for it. When she gets angry, she's like, it's all your fault why your father left. Now I know the reason why your father hated you so much. I just get mad because she like flips it all on me.
Well, Dean is in our virtual green room listening, and I wanted to bring Joy back because I think she parents from guilt and is indulgent with Andrew's poor academic performance and childish conduct. And Joy, I'm really curious about something here. You feel badly that this family has fragmented, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think it causes you to be indulgent?
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
Uh-huh.
I think that it's very difficult being a single parent. It's very exhausting.
Mm-hmm. And, Dustin has offered to help. Kaylee is supportive. Tell me what you think about that.
I don't want to speak negatively about any of my children, but I feel that the family doesn't really want to help. I have gone to them, and they don't want to deal with the disrespect. They don't want to deal with the acting up.
Yeah. And so what grade was Andrew in this year?
He was in 10th grade.
Okay. And he's flunked that, right? You said he got all Fs?
Correct.
So I don't know how they can advance him if he got all Fs. Does that matter to you, Andrew?
I'm smart as I know all the answers. I can pass it. It's easy.
Answer me something seriously if you can. What do you really want to do?
I want to go see my dad.
Why is that important to you?
That's my dad. Like, he taught me everything. He gave me my manliness. Being raised by females all my life turns me into a little baby. And people tell me that too. I need a man in my life, my dad. He's the smartest guy I know.
I asked your dad what he thought about moving back locally so he could be there, and he said, no, don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
How do you feel about him saying that?
I mean, I know that he loves me, and I know that he cares about me. So when I'm 18, I guess I'll just see him then. But till then, before I'm 18, will you be my dad? Will you be Daddy Phil? Will you be my dad? Like, will you help counsel me into being a fine gentleman like you are?
Yeah, it would be the best thing that ever happened to you and your worst nightmare. Trust me. You know, Andrew's father has just simply said, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm not willing to come down there. I'm not willing to make the sacrifice to be in these children's lives. Joy says the rest of the family says they want to help, but then when it gets down to it, they really don't. We're going to put all of this to the acid test right after the break.
We tell our kids that we still love Uncle Andrew, but we cannot allow you to be around him because of the horrible influence.
Pranking my twin brother every day until I hit 10K.
It is sad, but the way that Andrew is doing life right now and the decisions he's making, we don't want our kids around him.
If he's measuring his self-worth as a function of how many strangers pay attention to him, which is pretty absurd when you think about it, then that's going to be a problem because people will turn away from him, and they'll do so very soon. Or he'll continue to get more and more outrageous, trying to desperately cling on to these people that he doesn't even know. And when you keep trying to be more and more desperate, then things happen. And you're right to be concerned because it does happen to people who do that. And I've got a tape piece I'll show you that's a couple of examples of exactly where this goes bad. And some of these people wind up getting arrested with felonies, and they're not teenagers, so they wind up with real serious legal exposure. You know, take a look at this.
Former Disney Channel star Jake Paul, who's been making life miserable for neighbors by filming dangerous stunts on his property, is in hot water again.
FBI agents raided his home this morning.
This raid appears to be tied to riots at a Scottsdale, Arizona mall on May 30th.
Jake Paul was charged in connection with the protest he attended in Arizona, in which a mall was vandalized and looted.
They are twins who became YouTube stars by pulling pranks, but cops say this time they went too far.
23-year-old twins, Alan and Alex Stokes, are facing criminal charges.
We're going to be running around in front of people and making it seem like we just got done robbing a bank.
Witnesses who thought it was the real deal called 911. A squad of cops showed up, and when they realized it was all a prank, they were not amused.
You're lucky you didn't get any gun strike. The twins were just charged with false imprisonment and falsely reporting an emergency.
And Andrew's laughing, and I'll guarantee you the legal fees that add up and the jail time that they're facing won't be nearly as funny because there won't be any TikTok videos associated with that. It will just simply be doing time and then being a convicted felon if they lose those cases. And so there you go. And you've got to make a decision as to whether or not you're willing to do what you do as a parent with a child. And you're dealing with a child that's 16 chronologically, but not 16 developmentally or emotionally. And in order to do that, you have to understand something called the Premack principle. They must do less desirable things in order to have access to more desirable things. It's just that simple. And if you've got a young man who is making F's in school, but he wants to do TikTok videos and all of that sort of thing, if that's his currency, then you have to control that. You can say, well, I took his phone away, so he just bought another one. Well, then you turn the service off.
I do not provide any service for him at all.
He is a minor. He cannot enter a contract. You can shut it down. And he can dance all he wants, but he's going to be dancing in the mirror because you can shut it down. He can't do it if you don't allow it. And you've got to be willing to take help from the rest of your family. You've got to be willing to take help from the school authorities. You've got to be willing to take help from every possible angle, and then let him decide just how big he thinks he is, and we'll find out.
Since I've gotten famous, like they call it TikTok famous, since I've gotten like my followers and stuff, like I've been making money I've been filming with my friends. I haven't been bothering her. Like, I stay out of the house as much as I can. I'm always at my friends. I'm always with my friends. Because I don't like it at the house, because that's when the yelling and stuff happens.
You made $100 getting beaten up. That's not making money by being creative.
And I've made money off my TikTok lives. When people send me gifts because they like what they see, they like the content. They send me donations to help me improve my content and make it better.
There's a way you can do this in a smart way as a business with advertisers and sponsors.
Help me then.
That's what I'm trying to tell you here. If you will stop being childish about it and approach it in a smart fashion, there's a way to do this. But your mother can help you with this. Your brothers can help you with this. But you've got to stop deciding, well, there's virtue in behaving like an idiot. You are a smart young man. Use that to be creative and create yourself a path here.
I don't want their help. They doubted me. They never believed in me in the beginning. They always thought I was just going to be stupid, end up in jail, and do this and that. And then I started putting my mind to things, and I started to make it, proving everybody wrong. And now they want something a part of it. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're fake. I hate fake people.
I have told people that I think you have an amazing talent for filming, but you're letting it go to waste.
How? I'm not doing nothing illegal now. I'm not taking her car. I'm not taking her card. I'm making my own money. I'm doing everything now by myself.
And yes, you have recently stolen my vehicle. You brought it back with a big dent in the back.
I got jumped. I got jumped by 8 people that night, and they kicked your car. But no, that's all she cares about, the car. Not that I got jumped.
Oh, no. I worry if I'm going to find you dead.
You've either got to decide I'm going to work to get along and be respectful to my mother here or I'm not. And look, it's your choice. And Joy, he's either going to do it or he's not. And if he's not, then you and I are going to get together and we're going to change the game in a serious way. And he's not going to see it coming.
No, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be a good boy. I love you, Dr. Phil.
And talk is very, very cheap, young man. And let me tell you, when it hits the wall, you're going to be saying, oh, hold on, time out, time out, time out. And you're going to want to talk to me then, and you're going to want to talk to me really seriously, and I'm going to be way too busy. So I'm asking you dead serious right now, are you willing to get involved and work with your mother in a respectful way? That's not an essay question. It's yes or no.
Yes.
Well, Joy, we're going to find out the answer to that, and I'm going to get you some help with it. And either he is or he isn't. And if he isn't, then this whole thing goes to the next level, okay?
All right, thank you.
So you and I are going to be in touch. Andrew is a type of prankster you may see as the lead story on my next guest show. From the Kardashians to pandemic news to the presidential showdown, this guy's got you covered. Next. Well, Daily Mail TV is back and better than ever. After having 3 successful seasons, they are back for their 4th. The must-watch Emmy-winning show, which is executive produced by my son Jay, myself, and Carla Pennington, brings to life the best of DailyMail.com. Breaking news, exclusive, showbiz, health, crime, science, and technology. It brings the best of the world's most popular newspaper website, DailyMail.com, to life on television. Season 4 launched September 14th. Take a quick look.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail. Hi, I'm Thomas Roberts, the new host for a whole new season of Daily Mail TV.
Stories you can only see one place.
I do remember being called fat.
From breaking news to the biggest stories of the day.
A marriage on the brink.
And the most compelling true crime.
Ken Ghislaine Maxwell be kept safe in prison.
They wanted revenge.
Emmy Award-winning Daily Mail TV.
It's a new season with a new host, with veteran journalist Thomas Roberts stepping into the spotlight.
Now to cyber hacking elections. And with November quickly approaching, cybersecurity expert and former White House Chief Information Officer Teresa Payton believes criminals are back at it, working diligently to influence and disrupt the 2020 elections. We turn now to Gatecrasher. That is the title of Avenue Magazine editor-in-chief Ben Whitcombe's new memoir. In his new tell-all, New York City's premier gossip guru spills all the juicy tea with this insider look at America's obsession with celebrity. It's time for the last piece of mail and a canine klepto. Pretty talented, right? That's quite a reach. That is your last piece of mail. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did.
Please welcome to the show the new host of Daily Mail TV, Thomas Roberts.
Hey, Dr. Phil.
Thomas, how you doing?
I am great. Thanks for having me.
Well, listen, I want everybody to know we are so excited to have you at the helm. Thomas is a respected veteran of television news for over 25 years, so he is not new at this by any stretch of the imagination. He has won the Edward R. Murrow Award, a National Emmy Award, the Human Rights Campaign's Visibility Award, the Vito Russo GLAAD Award. I mean, he just goes on and on and on. So we are so proud to have you, and I just hope you're having fun already.
I'm having the best time, so thank you, because this is an amazing show. I've been a fan since the very beginning, and obviously I've been a consumer of Daily Mail, and its global footprint for a very long time. I was in cable news for many years, and a lot of Daily Mail stories were a foundational impetus to get certain guests for the cable product that we were trying to put on. So I am just thrilled to be here, and I'm loving everybody so far because it's a reunion with the executive producers that I've worked with in the past.
And the show is now in its 4th season. What can viewers look forward to? I know that we're in pandemic, and so there's a lot of news going on there, a countdown to the presidential election. What can people look forward to?
We are in front of all of that, bringing it to our viewers on a daily basis, as well as the impact that's going to have on the 2020 race. So we get some of the best exclusives in politics, and we're going to bring that to our viewers. Plus, I have a really deep Rolodex. I mean, it makes me sound old to say Rolodex, but some people will know what I'm talking about. I've been around for a long time, and I've got some great political sources that I want to tap into to bring exclusively to our viewers, and I really look forward to that and bringing those nuggets that only I can find to our product here at Daily Mail TV.
You guys are off to a really rolling start, and I can't wait to see what you're going to bring to the table.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really do.
You bet. All right, I'd like to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to the new host of Daily Mail TV, Thomas Roberts. Tune in to Season 4, and showtimes can be found at dailymailtv.com. If you would like more information about today's episode, log on to drphil.com. Also, you can join me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to subscribe to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret. We'll see you next time. So long.